To what would you give each moment in a day if you knew that you only get 4 unique and different days to shine? It is such an arbitrary number, 4 to be sure. But the parameters are set. You know the day of your execution or of your deliverance. This is a trial by combat. It's a day to define you, a day to test you, a day where all the torturous hours of training come together, where it's you, your gun, your preparation, your teammates, and your tenacity on display, dissected by your enemies with your skill, your will to win, weighed and measured. It is your chance to prove to the world that in this small slice of place and time, that you above all others are to be remembered, to be respected. In the sport of paintball, it will come down to Sunday, the holy day, and you get to earn your place in the game. And in 2021, you get 4 of these. So this is the story of many moments, but of 1 year of what happens on 4 Sundays.
They have to, they know it, right? Smart fucking paintball.
Malice is just saving the day again, and Malice gets the crossfield shot as well.
Guys couldn't make the corner like I was as consistent.
They get Konstantin Fedorov back. They have Todd Martinez as the coach. Randy Smith is intent on building a championship team.
I got the chills, and I was like, we're going to win this tournament.
Pressure's all on them because they're #1 team. We're the 20th place team.
Level undefeated, the #1 seed in their division.
They have everything to lose, and we have nothing to lose.
No one can touch Dynasty here. That was a complete masterclass.
You go to bed dreaming you get to play Impact on Sunday and send them home. Then you dream you get to play Houston Heat. Who's the other Titan? Dynasty. There's no better feeling than going up against the big Titans.
Welcome back, 2021 NXL World Cup, most important event of the year. I'm Matty Marshall with Chris Lasoya and Rich Telford. Man, I hope you guys are buckled in for this next set. If you missed the last one, you really missed out. Some of the best paintball we've ever seen, some of the most dramatic paintball we've ever seen. Both games in overtime went into overtime, and then one of them went to a one-on-one. And so advancing is going to be Aftermath and Damage. But before we get into those quarterfinal matches, we have a pretty crazy side of the bracket. It's going to be San Antonio X Factor playing Edmonton Impact. Edmonton Impact, the #1 seed right now. X Factor, after a couple performances at the beginning of the year that they wanted to get back, ended up making it to the finals at the last event. And they did have a loss yesterday, or a win yesterday against Houston Heat. And look, Impact is a little bit of the favorite considering how well that they played in this one.
And how many banners just are up around the field, right? Because
X Factor was so gritty in that performance, I think maybe, I think this could be their time. I don't know, but I think I'm hoping we're going to have another close game here. And throwing 15 minutes on the clock. Also, Houston Heat taking on the Russians here at quarterfinals, World Cup. And on the break, looks like Mouse is going to get into the inside brick, and then here comes A-Rod's going to get behind him. He's going to hit the deck and crawl up. Billy Bernacchi is already in there for San Antonio X Factor. Impact starting from the red side, X Factor from the blue side. There's the repositions from the Cornells. So that's going to be the starting lineup. I like the starting lineup here. Looks like Matt Jackson also behind A-Rod and Mouse here for Impact.
Yeah, 5-on-5 for both teams. Both teams in good positions. Colt Robert releasing to the Dorito side of the field now. X Factor with more players up the field than Impact.
I don't think that Billy Bernacchi, that Alex Goldman's sitting in that snake,
this is
waiting for him to cross.
Great crossfield spread right now for X Factor, though. I mean, they have both wedges inside. They have good penetration on the D side, already in D3, and Billy and Snake too, and Rainey behind him. So 5 bodies alive for both squads. What a great break. But yes, I think slightly better field position here for X Factor, though repositioning a couple moves as Impact's going to get A-Rod to the brick, and they get JC, Justin Cornell, into D2. Who's going to be the first to get a kill? It's actually going to be San Antonio X Factor getting the inside shot on Justin Cornell a couple moments after he got into D2. It's a 5-on-4 advantage here for X Factor.
X Factor takes another Dorito, goes Dorito 4, Matty. 1 body advantage, trading out with Mouse and Billy trading out over here.
Well, Goldman gets 1, he gets Billy, he trades. That leaves A-Rod, but then A-Rod's going to get shot trying to get across, and that is going to do it here But they're saying kill 2, so they don't have the count, and I think there's just one body left alive. It's Brandon Cornell. He runs to his death. Nothing Brandon really could do in that situation other than just try to make something happen. He actually did get a shot, I think, on Archie, but it's not going to matter. That crossfield spread and the zone control really worked out for X Factor, so I love that play call. The execution was perfect. Everyone made their moves up, and they locked their zones down.
They played the field the way we've been talking about playing the field all weekend, Matty.
Yeah, get up the middle.
Survive the breakout, get up the middle, load up the 40s and 50s, control the field from there, and then dink out the most vulnerable players one at a time.
Well, that comeback that X Factor had against Houston Heat was just so impressive yesterday. And
big
again,
momentum shift.
when we're discussing who is the favorite between Impact and X Factor, yeah, Impact had a clear road through the prelims and looked so magnificent. The toughest test they had was against Damage, and they allowed Damage to score 3 points. Until that moment, I mean, they'd just been blasting everybody. But because, when you have these really close matches against top teams, sometimes it forces you to have those learning moments that are the difference maker in the tournament. Maybe that's the case for X Factor. We still got a lot of game to play. Right now, Houston Heat and the Russian Legion going to be playing each other here in their first point.
Fedorov up the gut for Houston Heat. Russian Legion losing the first player. Doritos side, I think it was Pentalov.
5-on-4 situation.
Russian down 2 bodies. 3 bodies. 4 bodies.
Never mind.
Smotrop's the only body left alive, and his gun is down. This is going to be a really fast point here.
Yeah, Houston Heat threw a bomb over onto the Russian side of the field as Fedorov just one-balls Smotrov, as Smotrov lips his loader off in frustration, and that's just a terrible first point here for the Russians.
Very polite from one Russian to another Russian. One ball for you, my friend.
I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I'd have walked over and tagged him
that
out.
is not true. I'm telling you, you're getting a little softer in your old age, Chris. There's a video of it. We've been playing it.
I wouldn't have shot him. I'd have walked over and just go plink, 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 plink.
Oh, I thought you said I would have put it on him.
No, I said I wouldn't have done that.
Oh, okay.
I would have walked over there and said, "Hey, buddy,
excuse me, sir.
How's your day going?"
Excuse me,
oh,
sir.
you wouldn't even shot him once.
No, I'd have walked over there and I was like,
let me help you off the field.
yeah, you want some help with that loader?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen any surrenders out here.
I would totally do it, 100%.
I mean, I think that's worse than getting bunker. I would much rather have somebody put a barrel tip in my neck and pull the trigger than surrender me.
And people say that. They're like, would you please shoot me in the head 17 times next time? Please don't.
And I can tell you how many times I've been surrendered. 0.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen that clip, we have it on our website. So if you go to Go Sports and check out ICC special, then you'll be able to see Lasoya.
Here we go.
It's too nice.
Impact did not look bad that first point. They just lost the first body and then didn't have enough players forward. Oh, they lose Mouse going to the corner, 4-on-4.
But meter coming off for X Factor, but Billy Bernacci taking ground. That's a huge kill, man. Anytime you get Mouse off the field, it's a big moment for you.
For sure.
And another body coming off is Justin Cornell taking the early walk, and then A-Rod also looking to a ball. So the zone control for the pressure that X Factor is putting on Edmonton Impact is something they have not seen yet. So they're going to have to go back in the pits and start trying to figure things out. Cornell gets blasted at the tower, leaving just Jackson over here at the cake in the backfield. And
X Factor looking amazing here.
Yeah, Tom Guest getting a spin, and we're going to see a really quick concession. There's really nothing Jackson could do in that spot. Still looking at 4 bodies. Another magnificent point for San Antonio X Factor.
That was insane.
Yeah, and you can see them. They're really feeding off of it. They're feeling really, really confident out there now.
If X Factor can keep this up and knock Impact out of the tournament, they will immediately become the favorite out here. I mean, with the way they beat Heat yesterday, if they're the last 2 games that we've seen them play, again, we got a lot of game to play, and I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but they do have a 2-point lead. They've looked amazing in those 2 points. No problems at all. And now Impact's in that situation where, like we talked about yesterday, right, Rich?
Right, where maybe they haven't had the conflict that the other teams have had. They haven't had to make the adjustment, so they don't have the plan B, C, and D. Now Dave Baines is back there. Okay, guys, what we're doing isn't working. What's our backup plan? Now he's talking to his top guys, trying to figure out, hey, what can we definitely get away with out there? What's a safe game plan? Russians, Houston Heat with 5 bodies alive.
That's a crazy run right there.
Russians lose their first body again on the Dorito side. The 2 points in a row. They've lost their first attack at Dorito side. That's really going to hurt them.
Waring coming off. Ooh, Tyler Harmon comes off, and here comes Smotrov. He's going to get into the 50-yard line. Snake, still 4 bodies alive versus 3.
Sergey's eliminated.
And then Chad George is going to be 3-on-3 situation here. And actually, wow, so Smotrov's going off here on the Snake side. He's going to get a 4-pack here for Leo Smotrov.
What happens when he gets a loader that works? He shoots 4 guys.
Hey,
guys, would somebody please get him a loader that works? For God's sakes, people.
That's why Smotrov, as far as aggressive attackers in the entire world, he is one of the very best because he can do things like that. That point was not going well for the Russians. They had lost 2 bodies early. Houston Heat was swarming down the field, but Leo Smotrov just clocked in and got himself a 4-pack here to keep his team in this match.
Well played right there. Nice comeback point right there by the Russians.
Maybe Fedorov should have shot him more.
I would have, yeah. If you had shot him more, that loader still wouldn't have worked.
That's right. Should have shot him inside the loader.
Inside the loader.
Impact scratching their head a little bit, not having any problems, just been on complete cruise control, but down by 2 points in this, so far, most important match of the event for them. Plenty of time left. 12 minutes, 43 seconds. Literally almost a whole match left.
Looks like Spica is going to get a spin. I was also kind of wondering, was Dave going to continue to run with the same roster or same lineup, or try to get some flesh blood out there and see if they can get it done? Looks like he is. So he sent Spica in instead of Mouse, and they're going to go heavy to the D side. But
they shoot Billy.
Yeah, Billy shot off the break. I think Impact might be losing a body from the D side. No, it looks like JC's clean.
So 5-on-4 advantage here for Impact.
And another body coming off.
5-on-3 advantage Impact.
So Rainey's going to try to run out and to the back corner bunker snake side. He makes it. Colt's going to have to scurry over there to the D side, and he gets to the tower. But yeah, big moment right here for Impact. 5-on-3, high body situation, cannot squander this point.
Nina Nino's filling the snake for X Factor. Colt Roberts being eliminated on Drio's side. 5-on-2 advantage now for Impact.
Yeah, this is probably not going to see a concession.
Can't afford to concede here. Up by 2 points.
Yeah,
got to burn as
run
much
that
clock
off. Trevor Reeser taking some ground in the center. JC now all the way into D4. See if Ninos or Rainey Stanzik can make something happen here in a pretty treacherous spot. Impact doesn't know where these bodies are. Impact does not know the count right now. They'd be swarming down the field.
Yeah, which is possibly indicative of the way they're playing this field, not really knowing these positions.
Brandon Cornell now past the 50 over on that D side, and he's going to get that kill. Rainey repositions back to the center, and then he gets taken out, and then Cornell is going to finish things off. So that's a real good point here. It started on the break for Edmonton Impact, keeping those bodies alive. Looks like Cornell did take a bouncer trying to get into up on that D side, but made the most of it. And then A-Rod waiting for the thumbs up here from the referee. Alex Rodriguez getting checked out. Looks like he's good to go.
They made a good adjustment there with the Impact, pulling the bodies, keeping them in the pocket, keeping 5 bodies alive.
Trevor Reeser.
Allowing those guys to then fill up and win that point. Good adjustment there from Dave Baines.
Yeah, I agree, Rich. They shot Billy out on the break. They shot another quick one on the break as well.
Sorry, that was Trevor Reeser in there. So a little bit of a flip on the personnel there, and it worked out for Edmonton Impact in that one.
They're a good adjustment team. I mean, their coaching staff.
If you were on Houston Heat, who would you be trying to shoot on the break on this game, guys?
I'm going to just go out on a limb. Name
Tyler.
Probably haven't heard much. If I'm Houston Heat, who am I trying to shoot?
Yep.
I'm going to try to shoot Smotroff.
Me too, man. Me too. And if possible, I'm going to shoot him in the hopper.
In the hopper, literally.
Literally. Yeah, if Smotroff starts playing like that, Malloy starts playing the way he normally plays, then Houston Heat's going to be in for a tough match here.
Yep.
Smotroff getting shot early out of the back center.
They're taking that around the back corner.
Yep.
Up to snake.
It's one of the 4 ways to get up there.
Yep.
And the best guys know all 4 ways and can execute all 4 of those. Smotroff going up the center, shooting across the field, getting the kill across field.
Yeah, he gets the kill on
Nico Hyde.
Devin Stewart. And then here comes Konstantin Fedorov, though, past the 50 on the D side of the field, eating up bodies. And
it's 2.
That's going to do it. So it's just Smotroff over here. I think it might be one more body in D1, so it's just 2 players alive for the Russians. Oh, but look at this. Smotroff's getting kills again. He's got to shoot Tyler down the sidelines. He doesn't. Tyler gets a shot on him. And then
Fedorov gets shot.
So it's only Tyler Harmon left, I believe.
Yeah, it was Tyler and nobody.
Close, man. If Waring had just stayed alive or somehow in that D1, it would have come down to a one-on-one, but that was not the case. So Tyler Harmon earning his keep yet again. And
man, good paintball here, guys.
I love it.
I wish we were this good when we played.
I know, right? Can I entertain you?
But the nice thing is nobody was watching, so we can lie to everybody.
At least we were entertaining.
Yeah, we can lie to, but we can lie to
entertaining.
everybody. There's no videos of us. We can say how I shot 36 guys in one game.
There's some videos. There were some videos. Just,
no. There wasn't even magazines when we played, guys.
No,
how could there be
not at all.
videos? Yeah, I got some betas.
Yeah, Super 8 footage of you, Rich, back riding your
It's
pterodactyl.
real grainy.
Riding the Brontosaurus to the field.
X Factor 2-1.
Stone Quarry.
We used to shoot dinosaur eggs at each other before they invented the paintballs.
With our square wheels.
I told you it would never catch on.
Here we go.
Billy Bernaccia, Snake one on the break, gets in there live. Oh, and they shoot. This is the opposite that happened in the last game. Advantage here for X Factor, one body.
But Jesse Stevens taking the walk from the D side. It's 4-on-4 situation.
Archie Mayer now plays Snake side for X Factor.
Matt Jackson getting caught, though, on the transition.
Impact down to just 2 players left alive, Matt and Chris.
Yeah, Billy Bernaccia.
Not another one now.
Billy Bernaccia on cruise control here in the Snake.
This is back and forth. This is amazing paintball right here. Billy Bernaccia going to work. Billy's like, come on, guys. Catch up.
Billy going.
Get on my level.
Doing some work right now.
So even though Impact did put that last one up, it's been mostly X Factor out here controlling the pace and the tempo of this game. Shooting more bodies, taking more ground, winning more gunfights. Good point there from Archie and Billy here, Snake side.
And Archie obviously gets a lot of credit, but one of the things I really like about what he does is Dorito side, Snake side, up the center of the field. Wherever the coach puts him or wherever he puts himself, he's always in that position to win that point.
Let's look at this replay here. So Matt Jackson gets caught out in the open on a transition, and Billy got there quickly, and that's just why he's become such a Snake legend. He's been, a guy from the Northeast playing on a Texas team for a long time. It fits like a glove with that crew because he just so proficient over there, and a good dude too. So they like having him around. Then you see there Brandon Cornell getting tapped out from that inside shot. Just full control across the field here for X Factor for the most part. They're up by 2, so it's still close enough. Impact has a chance. On the breakout right now, Houston Heat.
Fedorov, Snake corner. 5-on-5 for both teams.
Yeah.
Different look here again for Houston Heat. Todd changing things up. Playing the pocket here with Fedorov in the corner. Tyler Harmon inside of him. Chad George in the center wing, shutting down the Dorito side. Mishka in the can, shutting down the Snake side. And a player in the Dorito tower, I can't see who that is. Russian Legion first team into the Snake.
Pantalev gets into the Snake. Here goes Chad.
Fedorov taking the walk.
Chad George gets into the Snake.
One body advantage here for the Russians. That's Chad George beats the Russians into the Snake.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure if they know he got
Malloy on the inside right now at the inside brick there, dead center of the screen. He's got Pantalev in there, who's doing some work on his gun a little bit and his loader.
That Russians 4 guys Snake side, Matty.
Yeah, 4 guys Snake side, and let's see what Chad George can do. Chad
Smotrov
George
taking a deep walk, Matty.
Oh, this is huge. So Chad George also going to come through.
Oh, Chad George gets them all, Matt.
Oh, wow.
Chad George with a grenade.
Yeah, Chad George goes through just double barrel shotgun here and blasts everybody.
I didn't even think you could have grenades anymore. I thought they were completely illegal, but Chad George pulls one out of his belt and gets a 4-pack.
No, he had a Tommy gun.
Rat-tat-tat-tat. Wow, bad team paintball there for the Russians. You don't really usually see that.
Oof, a little too much Chad George here.
Heat stealing a point back there. 3-2-1.
Well, it's just kind of like everything went wrong pretty much at the same time. They lose Smotrov, so his gun is no longer controlling Chad. And then Burnikov checks off in the inside while Pantalev's gun goes down. All at the exact moment. Then Chad is like, oh, no one's going to shoot at me. This is great. And let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks. Coach Dave Baines for Impact said that what they've known all weekend long is you cannot let the other team get into the 50 Snake. In this case, they are trying to prevent Billy Bernaccia from doing the work we're seeing him do. In that last point, it was Nick Laval's responsibility to stop Billy from advancing down that Snake and getting all of those kills. He said, unfortunately, Matt Jackson made the bump at the same time he was trying to get a kill on Billy Bernaccia. So there was some miscommunication there, but they said they're being successful off the break, but what they need to do is shut that Snake side down.
Well, that's kind of how Dynasty was able to prevail at World Cup last year, was they shot Billy Bernaccia off the break so many times. This time they're going to shoot Meter Ninos in a rare early death for Meter, the way he's been playing the past couple seasons, but they do let Billy get back into the Snake again, and they don't go anywhere. They pocket up, which keeps their bodies alive, and they do get that kill. But now they let Colt Roberts get in the Snake.
Yeah.
Billy is actually in the 50 right now.
Yeah, X Factor is in better field position, but they are down 1 body here.
X Factor is much better field position, and they let body fill out wide. So here's Snake side, and now it looks like Laval's going to get into the Snake, into the brick. So interesting situation as X Factor has Billy Bernaccia at the 50 and Colt right behind him, but they only have 1 body on that D side, and it is Archie Montemayor. So Archie's going to have to stay alive at that tower and put a lot of pressure here to try to keep X Factor from moving up.
Yeah, Rainey is shooting
Impact from moving up.
The inside cut, Matty, from the Snake Cake. He is looking Dorito away, shooting the inside cut, putting pressure across the field, helping Archie over there. Reposition for Impact, putting another player Snake side. 3 players Snake side now for Impact. 1 in center can and 1 in the Dorito tower. 4-on-5 advantage here for Impact, although X Factor has the field position advantage with 2 players up in the snake.
Impact gets Goldman into the snake. And he's now going to post up on this 50. They don't know he's there.
Setting up for a little battle here.
Billy's got to be very careful. Billy's going to come and gunfight down that sideline, and he's going to wrap around slightly here. But Goldman is set up for this. But he's blocked out. That's the problem with for Goldman from that angle.
Yeah, he's riding the razor's edge right there.
Yeah, but here comes Laval. Laval hunting. He's crawling up in there. He's going to try to run down Billy, but he's going to get blasted.
Oh, Colt Roberts with perfect timing stands up and just. Oh wow! How did he get Billy?
That's what I'm saying. I can't believe that he was able to trade out. I mean, that's a really good break there for Laval and a good move. And that's exactly what Impact needed here in the situation. Colt with a nice little tactical retreat, though, out to Snake 2. Goldman comes through. They got to protect Colt. And then they're going to trade. No, Goldman, did he trade? Referee's going to come and check out Goldman to see if he got a hit on him, as Rainey's going to, it's not looking good for X Factor in this one.
Yeah,
but then A-Rod gets shot too, but here comes the move down the east side.
Though.
They lost Archie. I think it's a 1-on-2 situation right now. And yeah, as Matt Jackson had made his move over to help out Brandon Cornell, but Brandon Cornell continuing to play well on that D side of the field, saves the point there.
Yeah, 1-point game, 8 minutes left. Both teams looking real good there.
Yep, that would have been a lot different if Colt would have shot him before he shot Billy.
Yeah, if Billy wouldn't have come out with that weird. It really looked like.
It looked like Colt had made the correct route, and 100%. He was watching that lane. Laval just was good enough and lucky enough right there that it just didn't work out for Colt, even though he was in the exact correct spot and shooting that lane. But, that was the trade that Laval needed in that high body situation.
Sometimes you do everything right, it doesn't work out, man.
Yeah. So that was just good all the way around, right? I mean, it just didn't work out in X Factor's favor. But I thought that was well played by Colt. It just slightly better played by Nick Laval.
And as a coach.
And then Goldman, too, he comes up and then trades with it all kind of worked out. And they just had that extra body, and that was the difference.
Yep. Here we go, Russians, Houston Heat. Russian Legion scratching their head a little bit, winning a lot of the beginning of these points, but not able to execute the middle or the end of the games. Smotroff making Snake alive. Britnikoff up the center. Britnikoff shoots across, gets a kill.
Ooh, Devin Stewart coming off here on the break. So does Fedorov.
5-on-3 advantage for the Russians. 5-on-4 advantage for the Russians.
Good zone control here for the Russians.
4-on-3.
At the start of this point is Britnikoff. They do lose Waring from that D side, and they're going to be losing Smotroff.
3-on-3 now. They threw away that body advantage.
That's really some mistakes you cannot be making here if you're the Russians when you shoot a couple of Houston Heat players, especially with the lead that they have. Here comes Chad George, who's just been throwing it down here on the Snake side and looking like the all-star that he is, and he's going to get another one. So, I mean, Chad's kind of have a little bit of a
Malloy's on their side of the field.
MVP performance right now in these first couple points here for Chad George. And
another point for Houston
Heat.
Heat.
D3, but no longer, as everyone's dead now for the Russians. So Houston Heat starting to run the score up a little bit here. 4-3 is going to be the score.
Houston Heat looked real good there. And Russian Legions were really close to winning that point. Just a couple guys getting dinked out on the attack.
Too many mistakes. Just too many mistakes. They did the work on the break. They shot bodies in the center and then had a high body situation, but then squandered two pretty quick. I couldn't see where, I think it was Waring or when the guy goes, probably Waring. I didn't see if he lost a gunfight, got shot on a bump, but coming off early nonetheless. And then Smotroff getting eaten up here on the Snake side.
And right when Smotroff got dinked, Malloy was in the other team's side of the field. So it was really close point for the Russians. They just didn't have enough.
Waring actually got shot going. He took too big of a bite. He just tried to keep going. I think he was going to Dorito 3, maybe tried to go to Dorito 4 and got shot. I kind of saw it a little bit over here.
So X Factor holding on to a 1-point lead. Still a lot of time left to go here. 8:06. Crucial moments as far as momentum is concerned here in this one. Jumping into this next point. Archie and Colt going to be going to the D side there.
Both teams have been shooting better from the red side, getting a G on the blue side of the field. Impact again losing a player early. Both of these teams, when they're playing from the red side, have gotten one body advantage.
Huge bite all the way into D4 off the break here for San Antonio X Factor, and it works out for him. Two bodies coming off right now. Bremerton Impact. It's Archie Montemayor.
Yeah, 5-on-3 real early in this point.
Yeah, Golden Bear Award winner, one of the best out there, and they just can't stop Archie right now. Archie's on to their side of the field. There goes another kill for Archie, just blasting people. See if he can get a shot on John Jackson, too. That's a gutsy play call to send Archie all the way into D4. So I don't know if he audibled quick, and I couldn't see if he made it all the way there off the break, but still, nonetheless, that is it. So taking a little bit more of a cushion here is X Factor going to put their 4th point up
4-2
on the back of that big move from Archie Montemayor on that D side.
And X Factor is playing the emotion and the off of that game yesterday, that big win yesterday, because they were playing amazing paintball out here. But I do notice, Matty, that both teams, when they're playing from this side, are getting a kill on the break and ending up in a one-body advantage. And it might be just because the sun's still coming up and angling a little bit into the blue side.
Yeah, the shadows are still a bit long, but I don't really think that the sun is too much of an issue right now. It's 9 o'clock, so not nearly as bad as it was in that first set from that D side.
Houston Heat guys are over there punishing the Russian Legion banner. They were just over there shooting the banner. I heard a thump, 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 thump. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, oh, look, the Russian Legion banner's getting blown up.
Here we go. 4-1 advantage to Heat.
Houston Heat going with the 2-1-2. 5 players alive.
Inside out move here from Malloy to get into the brick and the snake, and then crawls out the snake too. Chad George, though, has just been running a racket here snake side in this game. He goes right into snake 2 as well. 5 bodies alive for both squads. Malloy's going to beat Chad to the 50 here on your screen.
Smoke Chop's moving into the snake brick now.
Chad, and there goes Pantilev is going to get out to help Waring. Malloy way out, comes way out over here, trying to get creative on an angle. There's no one out in that back corner bunker, so he can do that here from this position. And he's just going to commit to this. Posts up, and then looks like Chad tries to catch it. He does. Beautiful snapshot there from Chad to catch Malloy. And he switches his gun over, might be able to catch Smotrov inside as he makes this move to the mini wall. There's another angle at it. Sergey behind Smotrov. Everyone trying to get a shot in on Chad George right now. It's just been, again, lights out here.
That was amazing for Chad to figure that out and capitalize on that. Mishka moving inside.
Oh, nice jump shot.
Chad came to play paintball this morning, man.
Yep,
Chad has, I don't know, 8 kills so far. He's just going off.
This is never good.
Referee running in on Mishka. If there's a hit on the pack, you're going to see the flag.
Sergey playing against his former team here, and it will be a no hit on Mishka. And
another point for the Houston Heat. Tyler Harm eliminated.
So just Pantilev left alive here on the D side, and Chad George is going to shoot him too.
Yep, Chad George pretty good at the paintball.
This ping pong thing is funny to watch.
Yeah, a couple big points for him in this match.
Really good.
Chad George getting checked out by the ref. He's got a little spray on his bottle. Look at this replay.
Yeah,
there's the shooting the banner.
Apparently not big fans of the Russians.
Is that Dizon? I think that was Dizon that did that. I couldn't quite see.
It was 2 of them, 2 or 3 of them. Yeah.
And then look at this. So Chad George. So I like the creativity here from Malloy, and he completely committed to it. But unfortunately, he didn't get the drop on Chad. Chad played too tight. And then Chad gets that. I couldn't see if Chad got that kill or if Mishka got that kill.
I think Mishka got it jumping over the top.
It looked like Chad while it was going down live, but I think that was Mishka. But just having that potent combo, Mishka and Chad over here, it's just working out nicely for him. And let's go down to Lauren Kelly.
Thanks. X Factor was in Impact's position yesterday when they had their match against Heat, so they were able to bring it back and get a win. They're not feeling comfortable with this 2-point lead yet. Archie said their goal is to have a 3-minute point here and win it at the end to get some time off the clock.
Smart paintball.
Yeah, that's probably really smart. So they're going to lose Colt Roberts and don't shoot anybody, and Goldman takes some ground.
Good position.
No, sorry, Spica. Spica taking ground. Spica here, very quick, getting into Snake 2.
Yeah, Impact looking good here. Got 3 players snake side, 1 back center, 1 in the Dreer tower with JC. It's a slow play Dreer side, pushing on the snake side. 1 body advantage here early in this match. Down by 2 points, 7 minutes left. Rainey repositioning from the back center over to the snake cake. He can help put pressure Dreer side if he looks inside of the snake cake. Outside, he can help control the snake. Playing over the top there.
Here comes Cornell up the center, and now Goldman's going to get in with Spica. I always like seeing Goldman and Spica together.
Yeah, that's a scary two people in the snake.
And they got Jackson behind him. X Factor playing on their heels, stuck in these back spots. Rainey transitions over. Ooh, Goldman might have caught one of those. Referee's going to go in and give him a check on the inside.
Yeah.
And then Rainey comes back on over to the cake, going back and forth here. They don't have anyone, X Factor, no one on that D side at all. They have a body at the tower, but no one actually in the Doritos. Spica is now going to move up to the 50-yard line.
Yeah, and X Factor is just slow playing this. They're trying to set the trap. They're trying to get Spica up to that 50 so they can dink him out. Then they want.
Well, they did go aggressive early with Cole up to the brick, but he got shot out of that spot.
Yeah.
So mean, the play call was to push forward, but now forced to play on their heels. They do get a shot on Brandon Cornell on the
4 on
inside,
4.
though. It's a massive kill here for X Factor. They wanted a 3-minute point. Well, shooting Brandon in that center and even up the count is definitely going to help things out. There's no one in the Doritos either for Impact. They have 2 bodies here in the Snake. Justin Cornell is still at the tower, and now Matt Jackson's actually going to go over to help out JC, probably to get him going into those Doritos.
They're 40 seconds away from their 3-minute point.
Well, the crucial... Sorry, that's Trevor Reeser, not Alex Goldman. It's Trevor Reeser in there with Spica. Sorry, Trevor. But Trevor, with his burst speed, kind of has a similar swag to Goldman, but he's an amazing
And they're both
player,
tall.
too. And going to be Monkey with a Gun coming back. He's going to be one of their serial killers. Looking forward to that.
Nice. Yeah, now with the new rules that if you have a pack hit, it's a 1-for-1. I'm always scared now when I see a referee running in for kind of a late check on somebody because you're like, oh, if that dude's shot, then that means somebody else is going too. That's scary.
Well, Matt Jackson now to the inside as Cornell gets over into those Doritos. So they've repositioned nicely.
Yeah, and X Factor's doing exactly what they need to do. They're playing super small and tight in these bunkers, Matt. There's nothing to shoot out there for Impact. You see the Impact guys coming up over the top of their bunkers, probing and looking for hoppers, barrels, packs, anything they can see to try to figure out which way the guns are looking so they can figure out how to get through the zone. But without anything to see, it's really hard to figure out the zone.
And they're after a while, they will get a little frustrated because there's 4:32. They need 2 just to tie. So at some point in time, they're going to have to start moving forward. The referee kind of checking out Matt Jackson. Looks like maybe just a little bit of spray on him. Cornell tries to get through the gap. Here comes Spica's going to fully commit and not able to...
Exactly what X Factor was waiting for.
Yeah, get any bodies from that. And then Trevor on that chaos, he gets out into Snake 2. Matt Jackson popping the top, trying to figure out what his next move wants to be. There's another look here at Matt Jackson in the center.
Great reposition from Rainey now into Snake 1.
But off of that, Justin Cornell gets into D4 actually. So, and there goes Archie. Archie improves his position into D2. So it's a 3-on-4 situation in favor of X Factor.
X Factor has the most confidence right now in this game. You can tell by their body language,
And
just the way they're playing.
They're doing exactly what they talked about doing, you know?
Oh, and Justin Cornell comes across. He did not know that Archie was in that spot. He gets shot. Matt Jackson has to jump over a referee to come across.
Archie
Looks
gets
like
shot.
Archie does get shot.
3-on-2.
Rainey
Man,
comes
shit
over
for
the
X
top.
Factor.
Oh, and then Rainey almost gets shot in that position, but it looks like the defensive posture is going to work out for San Antonio X Factor. They did exactly what they said they were going to do.
No, they even burned off more time than they wanted to.
It was even better.
Sorry to correct you, my friend.
Even better than what they were hoping for.
Improved. Yeah,
Now-
good. That was a good call, man. Long, slow point, played defensively, set up, waited for impact, and then executed every one of their shots perfectly.
But what Impact does better than almost any team in the league, and they've had multiple comebacks like this.
Shake it off.
When they are absolutely forced to go into full offensive mode, for some reason, man, they play so well that sometimes people are like, why don't they always play like that? Just run right into the, it's because it's just a lower percentage play.
It's like the old Russians, right?
But it's about to get really entertaining here because Impact, with down by 3, they're going to have to start hitting that gas pedal and going forward. They have no choice right now. And Red Legion's in a similar situation almost too, but they just have more time to work with. There's 9:21 on the clock. They don't have to go crazy yet, but they just need to stay alive, man. Too many mistakes here on the Russians. Houston Heat just a little bit better than them, but they do shoot out Chad George. That's a big kill the way Chad's been playing, but a body drops on that D side.
4-on-4, Matty. Tyler Harmon. Mishka. Over here, Snake side.
Oh, he's going to catch it in the middle. That was a terrible move.
Yeah.
Take his time.
Yeah, 3 Russians taking the walk, 2 left alive still. Sergey in the center can. Malloy over. Malloy gets peeled off as well. So only 1 player left alive for the Russians. Sergey in the center can. This is about to be a 6-1 match with 8 minutes, 30 seconds left.
Yeah, this has just been all Houston Heat. I mean, they shot Chad George, but Konstantin Fedorov stays alive on that D side, and he was the MVP from the second event.
Man, what a play right there by Houston Heat.
Perfect execution.
Yep. I can't agree with you more. I think that Russians, I think they pushed it a little too much in that point. They should have taken their time a little more. They lost 2 in the break real quick. So, and then pushing like that just was not logical.
So looks like Lauren has been down in Impact's pits. Got looking forward to hearing what she has for us, and because it's a big moment for Impact. Lauren, what do you got?
Yeah, well, you know, Impact has that never out until we're out mindset. They're down points. There's only 3 minutes and 30 seconds on this clock, but they do not feel like they are out of this game. They said they are resetting. They're gaining their composure. They've been in worse places before, and they feel like 3 minutes and 30 seconds is enough time for them to get their feet going, pick up the pace, pick up the aggression, and get some points here.
And they definitely need to pick up the aggression. They have no choice right now. 3 minutes and 31 seconds left to go. They are down by 3. I mean, if Impact can put, or X Factor can put one more point on the board and burn another minute and a half off, this game's over. I mean, that's probably going to be too big of a task for Impact. But Impact has been in some really rough spots over the years where they needed a big comeback and they were able to execute. So they've also been on the receiving end of one of those before, so they know what that feels like. But yes, they have the talent to do this. They have the experience to do this. It could get really interesting here. But this game, the story here is that Edmonton Impact is just not had enough. They've a little bit mistakes. X Factor's beating them on some aggression. And then even when they had to go defense, they made it work in that last point. So just a beautiful look for X Factor here. And that was kind of what everyone, if you're an Impact fan, kind of scared of, because they murdered everyone so bad in the prelims, except for that damage game. And they didn't really face too much adversity. X Factor had adversity to face. They had to play Houston Heat. They won. They beat them 8-7. And learned a lot in that match, and it shows here.
Yep. And it seems like when X Factor gets to the snake first, they're able to execute and get a couple kills out of there. When Impact gets to the snake, X Factor is in spots where they can't really capitalize. Oh, Billy took a walk early. That hurts.
They shot it before God.
Yep, real early.
Coming up
Impact,
the center now.
Yep, just like you called, Maddie. Now Impact is shifted to offense, but lose 2 bodies. 4-on-3 advantage here now for X Factor after losing a body early on the break. 2 players for Impact trapped in the center of the field, center wedge, and Mouse in the snake cake.
Yeah, so the defensive posture still working out right now for San Antonio X Factor. X Factor just gunning up, just as tight as they possibly can. They get Tom Guest, a new pickup over here, out to the cake.
Yeah, and this is going to make it even harder for Impact to mount their offense, Matt.
Yeah, and they're kind of out of time for concessions. You don't want to spot this 4th-point spread to them, so they're really going to, Dave Baines is going to have to hope that Kyle Spica and Mouse can get something done here.
Does Impact have one in the Dorito 1, Maddie?
No, he's in Dorito 3 now. No, I'm sorry. Now they're in Dorito 4 for X Factor.
For X Factor, it's Archie Montemayor. So
that's trouble.
Look at this. So Kyle Spica now forced to put his gun towards that D side. He's actually going to come all the way across and try to get the drop in on Archie. But Archie got a couple kills there, so it's going to be up to actually just Spica. I think this might be the coffin nail, boys.
Yes, 100%.
Wow. Impact looks so good at the beginning of this match. X Factor has answers for all the game plans and all the different things Impact's doing out there.
Well, now just 2:15 left to go, a 4-point spread. Good luck. I mean, we might see a couple more, but they're going to have to go nothing but staggered attack, flying up the field to have any chance to beat X Factor, who just looks so calm and composed. I love the game plans that come with. The execution's been almost flawless.
Yeah, in the beginning of this next match, a lot of the points, Red Legion was in position to win those early points, and this match could easily be 3-4, 4-3, something very close. But now Houston Heat is just running away with this match, and it seems like the Russians have just kind of lost their way.
They're making mental mistakes. You can see by the way they're walking down the field. Yeah, you can tell they're frustrated.
Down.
Yeah, they usually jog in the field. But
yeah.
You can tell. You can feel it. You can smell it in the air.
Yeah, well, it's too much firepower here for Houston Heat, for the Russians. And on the breakout now, the Russians.
Smochov gets shot going in. That's going to hurt him.
And a penalty. So that's going to put them down to 2. That's one player. They're down to one player.
That's the match. This is the last time we're going to see the Russians this year.
Haven't really seen too many penalties today, though.
No.
Really. It's been a pretty clean day, which is impressive.
Here's Tyler Harmon. Houston Heat goes off.
Well, bodies dropping kind of everywhere, though.
Malloy's still alive.
Malloy's killing people in the center of the field.
2-on-1, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's 3-on-1.
Yes, this would be it, too, since they're up 5. If they can find a way to put a ball on Malloy.
Or just get through and hit the buzzer.
Yeah, that's what Chad looks like he's going to try to do. Chad's going to hit the afterburners. He's going to fully commit and jump in, and that is going to do it. See Malloy throw his pot into the ground as they are going to get mercy ruled. Chad George waving bye to the Russians as they're going to be packing their bags and heading home.
It's a long flight.
Well, Chad George went off here in this one.
He certainly did.
Yeah, definitely.
Just having him over here and then the kills that he was getting, and
This is field awareness.
Yeah, Mishka was playing as well too. I mean, if you're gonna mercy rule a team, you're gonna have a lot of guys playing well. But yeah, Chad George was magnificent here in this one. So Houston Heat will be advancing to the semifinals to most likely play X Factor.
Oh, that's going to be a grudge match from yesterday. Woo, we wished for that. Did we wish for that?
We did.
I did a little prayer last night
We
before I
were
went to
talking
bed.
about that. We were like, what if?
Jesus.
We were like, what if on that side of the bracket it ends up being a rematch in the semis?
Please.
And sure enough, it does look like that. Now, hold on, it's a 2:15 left, 4-point spread. I mean, in some universe this happens, but the chances of this happening are just so slim. But it is possible.
No, Matt.
Just because it's Impact.
Impossible.
All right.
I
Well,
think-
you've said this before.
Impact's going to right up the middle.
Impact, Dorito 2 on the break with Brandon Cornell. Gets in there live. 5 alive for Impact. This is good start for them, although they do drop their first player, Spica, going up the center of the field.
So 5-on-4 advantage for X Factor.
Yeah,
Time running out.
X Factor in really like those same positions. X Factor losing Tom Guest over there in the Dorito Tower,
Yeah, here comes-
and Meter Ninos in the center brick.
Oh, Goldman here getting into Snake too. And also they're hunting in the center of the field. Here comes Trevor Reeser. Matt Jackson. Matt Jackson comes around. He's going to get one. Still got to worry about Billy in this back corner. He does get shot cross field.
By Meter.
There's just not enough time in this game
No.
with these guys.
Yeah, the longer this point takes, the better it is for X Factor and the worse it is for Impact.
Yeah, that kill on Matt Jackson right there was pretty clutch.
Yeah.
Meter.
Inside
That's-
130.
Even if they lose this point, point spread means nothing right now. And then he's going to get blasted by Brandon on that D
2-on-1.
side. So it's just Billy in the back corner bunker, and he's going to get shot, but they burnt time off the clock. And then Laval's going to sprint in real quick to hit that buzzer.
Yeah, and 3 points in a minute and 10 seconds is a big bite for even the best team in the world, Edmonton Impact.
Yeah, they definitely they burned off a good minute right there.
Yeah, at least.
Well, and as far as series title implications, it does make it really interesting if Impact gets knocked out in the quarters, because Impact,
Good for Infamous.
Infamous, and Dynasty has a chance to win if they just win the tournament based on the point spread those three teams, regardless of what the other two teams do. And let's check in with Lauren.
Hey guys, I'm here with Konstantin Fedorov. Congratulations, you guys made it look easy out there. How do you feel about that last match?
Well, I mean, it's never easy. We just know exactly what they're doing, and we try to push forward because we know it's like more damage at small ends, more try to make in a snake. That's why the first couple points we go towards the middle, try to knock them out. So this is it.
Let's talk about your prelims a little bit. Impact is on the field right now. They only allowed 3 points on them throughout prelims, but they weren't really tested. You guys played X Factor. That was a grinder. X Factor ended up coming back, getting that win. Would you rather have an easy road to Sunday or have some tough matches like that in the prelims?
No, I love the second one with the tough matches because this is all the prelims what teams doing. They try to make it the new kind of things and maybe the different looks. So I would go with the second one with the toughest one because it's showing you how it's going to be on a Sunday. You
could meet X Factor again later on today. You and Archie, you exchanged some words on the field. Any thoughts there?
I mean, it's we practiced with X Factor a couple of weeks ago, so we know each other real well. It's, all the arguments on the field. Out of the field, we're just still like a paintball community. This is it.
Well, it puts on a good show, so thank you so much. But great job. Back to you guys.
So congratulations to Konstantin Fedorov, our MVP from the second event. It's good to see him back. So, with COVID, it was tough for him to get over for a while, and he's just been playing with a renewed fire. It's good to see from one of the legends and one of the best players ever. And yeah, Houston Heat just pretty much murdered the Russians. So his former squad that he actually came up with. Looks like Justin Cornell's going to get shot out, trying to get out wide. X Factor will be losing Meter. And we're under a minute to go. Yeah, that's pretty much curtains here.
Yeah, Mouse is the only player left alive from Impact in the Snake against 4 X Factor players. Hopefully Mouse just get worn out here. Yeah, just text one and gets off the field. Yeah, too bad for Impact, just really struggling here today.
Impact, they're unfortunately, but X Factor's playing phenomenal paintball.
Well, and that's what we talked about. When you have a team go through the prelims the way the Impact did, and then a team like X Factor that went through the way they did, learning so many more lessons in Impact, and I think that kind of cost Impact. Obviously, there's lots of things you can discuss there, but we see this occasionally.
It's like if you go to a practice and you just mow the teams you're practicing against, you're not as prepared as the teams who went to those practices and had those struggles and learned those lessons.
Which is why you almost never want to practice a team, if possible, a team that's worse than you. You know, like if
your level or low. You always want to practice up.
You know, if you're a pro team and you have like a local divisional team, even if they're really good, you're doing them a favor by playing.
You're playing down to their level.
Because those divisional teams are like, thank you so much for playing us, because they're going to probably get the worst of it, and they're going to learn so much from that. That's how you get better as a divisional player. I always tell people, I'm like, try to play people. Yeah, sure, it's fun to go crush people, and that's great and everything, but it's not going to help you be better at this game. So it's similar situation in the actual tournament. So that is going to do it here, as they're going to let that time expire. And so San Antonio X Factor answers the call here. They knock out the #1 seed at this tournament. Edmonton Impact is going home early, get knocked out of the quarterfinals. So semifinal matchup will be San Antonio X Factor and Houston Heat, a rematch, as X Factor did have a come from behind victory in their match of the prelims. But before we get into that, it's going to be Infamous taking on Aftermath, Dynasty, and Damage here at the 2021 NXL World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall here on GoSports.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us. See you in just a few.